Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Karin Hilgersom, and I'm the relatively new president of SUNY Sullivan. And the first thing I wanted to do is welcome you to SUNY Sullivan and to our lovely theater, and made lovelier because of the beautiful flowers that the Sullivan Renaissance has graced our stage with tonight. It is truly an honor for our college to share in this event with the Sullivan Renaissance, so thank you for being here tonight. I became aware of the Sullivan Renaissance prior to even applying for the job here at the college. I started searching the web about Sullivan County, and I would find tidbits here and there about flowers that were donated or planted, main streets that were fixed up, all kinds of projects. But it wasn't until I arrived, probably, 3 months into the job, where I realized what an incredible and positive impact the Sullivan Renaissance has made here in Sullivan County over the last decade. Truly amazing work. A lot of people have talked to me about the good old days in Sullivan County. They've talked about the Borscht Belt, the hundreds of hotels. They've talked about the comedians that came to town and the actors and the actresses. They've talked about being teenagers and lining their pockets with cash that they made in tips. And then one by one, the hotels closed, the comedians stopped coming, the cash, well, that dwindled. I think Sullivan County is on the road to finding that vibrant community again. And I think one of the reasons that Sullivan County is on that road to finding that vibrant community again is the Sullivan Renaissance. And that's why I'm so proud and honored to welcome you tonight. The college has been graced with some beautiful flowers that were donated for our graduation. You see the lovely red pots thanks to Sullivan Renaissance. Last weekend, there was a team here working on our landscaping. Thanks again. And they even gave us seeds to grow an experimental hops garden with the idea that maybe we could develop an economic cluster around brewmaking, which was part of the past in Sullivan County's history. So again, I know you're going to have a great evening. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to the ukulele orchestra.
This is dedicated to all the volunteers out there. What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? No, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I just want somebody to love. Would you believe in a love at first sight? Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time. What do you see when you turn out the light? I can't tell you, but I know that it's mine. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I just want somebody to love. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I get by with little help from my friends, with little help from my friends.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. There are so many unique things about Sullivan County. Who knew that Hurleyville had a ukulele orchestra? So thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate them donating their time to welcome everyone here this evening. And thank you so much, Dr. Hilgersom. We so appreciate SUNY Sullivan hosting the Sullivan Renaissance Awards Ceremony again this year. It's so appropriate to be in such beautiful surroundings where you are experiencing your own personal Renaissance on campus. Okay, this is an exciting evening where Sullivan Renaissance has the opportunity to recognize and celebrate you, our amazing volunteers. Sullivan County has many charms and assets, but none greater than the people here this evening. You are truly the heart of Sullivan Renaissance and a special, talented group of people, generous of yourselves and concerned with the greater good of others. You look at the big picture while tending to all the details. And although it's not always easy, you roll up your sleeves and you get the job done. Because of you, there is a significant difference in the appearance of Sullivan County, which was noted by our panel of judges this year. Not only were there many more beauty spots, but the gardens were better designed for sustainability and more interesting with the use of perennials and colorful annuals. There was that wow factor, and the judges were duly impressed. Thank you so much. We are all making great progress in our beautification efforts, and we appreciate all that you have done in spite of the hot and then very wet weather we had this summer. However, Judging Day was beautiful. I would like to introduce some of the judges that are here with us this evening. From Category A, Odette Soberin-Dumas, and from Category C, Claudette Savaria. If they could stand, if we could welcome them. They're both they are both hailing from Canada, and we welcome you to Sullivan County. And the showing of flower judges, Ann Smith, Deborah, and Michael Sweeten. If you could please stand, please. I would also like to recognize a longtime friend and supporter of Sullivan Renaissance, Assemblywoman Aileen Gunther, who will be presenting the Category C Awards this evening. Aileen, thank you. Christine Schiff, who is here on behalf of Congressman Chris Gibson, and Joanne Drake, who is here on behalf of Senator John Bonasek. Thank you for being here tonight. Congressman Gibson and Senator Bonasek both recognize and appreciate the value of your efforts in the beautification and revitalization of your communities. So do we here at Sullivan Renaissance, as we are awarding over $123,000 in Phase 2 grants in recognition of your efforts. This is very, very exciting tonight. At this time, I'd like to invite Sullivan County's Legislative Chair Scott Samuelson, who would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Sandra. First of all, it is always such an honor to be here be here or anywhere for Sullivan Renaissance. The way Renaissance started, that came up from the very grassroots of Sullivan County and has grown into such a flourishing and an exciting organization. And I think that we can never take too many opportunities to thank Sandra and Alan Gerry for their incredible support of our community and what they do. So again, once again, a round of applause. On behalf of the legislature, I'd also like to just congratulate every volunteer who worked on all of the projects this year. As you drive around Sullivan County and you go from community to community, you know exactly when you've come upon a Renaissance project. And it is so wonderful to have these little gems all over the community. And it's nice to see them spreading and spreading. You know, having pride in your community is the first step to being able to attract other people and people who care and want to spend money here, and economic development, people who want to come and open businesses. So on behalf of the county, again, I want to thank all of you for the incredible work you do and how beautiful you make our county look. I also want to take the opportunity to introduce one of my colleagues on the Sullivan County Legislature. Iris Steingart is here. So right now, I'm so nervous for you. Who is the big winner? I mean, it's so incredible that this kind of support is put behind these projects. And good luck to all of you. And thank you to all of the volunteers. And welcome to all of our guest judges. Welcome to Sullivan County. And thank you for coming and participating here. And everybody have a good night and good luck.
Sullivan Renaissance suffered a blow this year with the loss of our dear friend and mentor, Ted Blowes. Ted was one of the founders of Communities in Bloom in Canada and a board member since its inception in 1994. He helped shape our Sullivan Renaissance program, which we began in 2001. Not only was he our dear friend, but he was our mentor and senior judge for the past 12 years. Ted understood what it meant to volunteer in a community, and he judged with great skill, sensitivity, and caring. We missed him terribly this past week, and hopefully we'll be able to carry on his tradition of service to others. We are delighted that his children and grandson were able to join us this weekend, and I'd like to introduce them to you now. Ted Blowes, Jr. Fred Blowes, and their sister Margaret, and Matthew, grandson. Yeah. Thank you. As a tribute to Ted, we are playing one of his favorite songs, What a Wonderful World, followed by remarks from his son, Fred. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Fred, Margaret, Matt, we are humbled and honored to be here amongst new friends. It's very easy to see how Dad raved on and on and on about Sullivan Renaissance. We'd like to thank Sandy and Alan for allowing us to share this special evening with all of you. Also, special thanks to our tour guide and historian, Glenn, as well as Denise, Cara, and Jean at the Lazy Pond. Dad was asked once what his favorite thing about Sullivan County Renaissance. He responded by saying, seeing the proud smiles of the volunteers when one judges a certain project or projects in the different communities in Sullivan County and sharing their sense of accomplishment. We have had a wonderful time, and this I can guarantee you. You have not seen the last of the Blows family in Sullivan County.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cara Kowalski. I'm the volunteer coordinator, and I'm here to recognize the Sullivan Renaissance Volunteer Corps. Please join me in welcoming Brianna Cox from Large Media to the stage. She'll be presenting certificates to the volunteers. This year, we began a pilot volunteer corps to help with Sullivan Renaissance projects around the county. Volunteers have participated in an orientation and trainings, visited various Renaissance sites, and attended outreach events in order to gain a comprehensive understanding of the Sullivan Renaissance program. This initial group of volunteers, who are helping Renaissance to explore new models of volunteerism in Sullivan County, also contributed scores of hours of direct service to over a dozen communities. Projects in Rock Hill, Monticello, Hurleyville, Jeffersonville, Woodridge, and other communities can all thank these individuals. So let me call up on stage and introduce the members of the first class of the Sullivan Renaissance Volunteer Corps. Those who are present, please remain on stage for a group photo. The first is Michelle Albright. Rochelle Carmack. Melinda Cormier. Marjorie Evans. Michelle Guidera, sorry, not present, but we also have Mary Mancuso, who wasn't able to attend, Megan McCormick, and her father, Daniel McCormick. Diane Moss. And finally, Marge Rubin and Eric Schramm, who weren't able to attend this evening. Thank you for trusting me to lead you on this brand new little adventure, for your patience and understanding, and for your commitment to beautification and community engagement in Sullivan County. You guys are great. Thank you. Sullivan Renaissance also recognizes young people who volunteer with the Renaissance Project in their community. Please help me welcome Cindy Kashan of the SUNY Sullivan Foundation to present this year's SUNY Sullivan Scholarship.
Thank you and good evening. As Dr. Hilgersom said earlier, SUNY Sullivan is so happy to have the Sullivan Renaissance Awards back here again this year. And special thanks to Sandra Gerry for all that she does for our college, investing time, energy, and talent in making us a better college, and especially for always caring about our students and their success. And thanks to the Renaissance staff for all of your support and enthusiasm about the college. This year, the SUNY Sullivan Foundation is pleased to award 2 scholarships. Our first recipient couldn't be here with us tonight because she's off on a terrific summer vacation. Caitlin Slater is a recent graduate of Sullivan West High School, and in a few short weeks, she'll be attending SUNY Sullivan full-time with the goal of pursuing a degree in nursing. This year, Caitlin volunteered extensive time with the Canosa Lake Fire Department project, including the demanding labor of constructing a large retaining wall and planting area. She also led a group of children during the youth planting days. And what's the best is that those who worked with her said that she always volunteers with a smile. For that, the SUNY Sullivan Foundation is pleased to award Caitlin a $1,000 scholarship for her freshman year at SUNY Sullivan. And our next recipient is Billy Joe Gardner, Jr., who graduated from Fallsburg High School and will be majoring in criminal justice this fall at SUNY Sullivan. He volunteered with the town of Hurleyville Renaissance projects. Billy Joe helped with a lot of heavy lifting, digging up dirt, carrying buckets of dirt, carrying buckets and barrels of water for the flowers, and weeding. He helped with the sensory children's gardens at the Hurleyville Firehouse, as well as with the vegetable and herb gardens at the museum. And he was also involved with the Seeds of Hope Memorial Park. Billy Joe says that he looks forward to volunteering again next year and may even apply to be a Sullivan Renaissance intern. It's my pleasure, and I hope he's here tonight, to present Billy Joe with a Sullivan Renaissance Scholarship for $1,000. Congratulations to both, and welcome to SUNY Sullivan.
Good evening. I'm R.J. Smith, a board member and past president of the Community Foundation of Orange and Sullivan County, and it's with great pleasure that we partner with Sullivan Renaissance to offer a donor-advised scholarship fund. This fund provides scholarship opportunities for a college of choice to participants who made a significant contribution to a Renaissance project. Last week, Karin, Van Houten, and I had the opportunity to review and make the selections of scholarships of up to $2,000. These scholarships are for the spring semester of 2014. On behalf of the Community Foundation of Orange and Sullivan Counties, it is my pleasure to announce the 2013 Sullivan Renaissance Scholarship recipients. Will the recipients who are present please join me on the stage as you hear your name called. Luis Arango from Spring Glen. Luis volunteered to install and maintain gardens at the town of Mamakating Park. Luis is currently a student of environmental studies at New York University. Matthew Brislin. Matthew is from Glen Spey, has volunteered for Lumberland Circle Park for the last 9 years. Matthew is studying criminology at SUNY Orange. Did you guys hear that? 9 years he's worked in this program. Jesse Corcoran from the town of Highland has volunteered for several Renaissance projects, including Circle Park, the Highland Senior Center, and Fire Department. Jesse will be studying culinary arts and entrepreneurship at Johnson & Wales University. Olivia Grady from Narrowsburg. Olivia volunteered to reclaim a central garden in Narrowsburg. Olivia will be attending Northeastern University to pursue a dual major in environmental studies and biology. Jordan Friedel from Würzburg. Jordan volunteered to maintain gardens and planters in various locations throughout the town of Mamakating. Jordan will be attending Keuka College to study occupational therapy. Victoria O'Rourke. Victoria is from Würzburg and volunteered to maintain gardens and planters in various locations throughout the town of Mamakating. Virginia will be attending Salisbury University. Ethan Porter. Ethan is from Swan Lake, volunteered in Swan Lake on the Castle Restoration Project. He will be attending SUNY Orange and plans on pursuing his studies in pre-med in the area of neurology. And Kane Shuchuk. Kane is from Swan Lake, volunteered in Swan Lake with its maintenance project. He is attending Binghamton University, where he's studying computer science with a minor in European history. Okay. I would just like to add just a slight personal commentary. Sullivan Renaissance is about planting seeds. Traditionally, and from our perspective, the obvious thing is the seeds that bloom into the kind of flowers that we see and the landscaping, and fill the communities throughout Sullivan County with pride and a sense of accomplishment, as well as the aesthetic improvements. But there are other seeds that are planted, the seeds of community development, community building, and least, and certainly not least, the seeds that are planted in our youngest generation. These individuals are among Sullivan County's finest, and to read their narratives to explain how the Renaissance program has impacted them, and the simple fact you can tell it become what they learned, what they experienced, it became a very part of the fabric of their character, that we know that they're going to not only continue to use and mature and be part of who they are, but they're going to pass it on to their peers, some of their elders, and certainly the generation that follows them. So thank you.
Good evening. RJ said it best, and what a great segue into our next group. The Sullivan Renaissance Youth Development and Internship Program was created to support Renaissance projects and community volunteers. The program is administered in partnership with the Center for Workforce Development, and at this time I would like to invite to the stage Pat Bavacqua on behalf of the Center for Workforce Development, who will be helping us hand out our certificates. And I want to personally thank Pat for all of those phone calls and emails. We have to do these hours. This person didn't get those hours. You guys all know what we're talking about, right? Missing paperwork. The Center for Workforce Development, as you heard mentioned before, supports a variety of community projects through its summer youth program, which creates jobs for Sullivan County youth. These efforts can be seen at Cornell Cooperative Extension, in the village of Monticello, and right here on the SUNY campus. So thank you for that great work. The primary role of the Sullivan Renaissance interns, all of you out there, is to help with the care of flowers, gardens, and other elements of community projects to which they are assigned. To this end, they receive some special training with support from our horticultural liaison, Vivian Maltari Ginsburg, and Robert Hayes, the instructor from Tri-Valley. You guys see yourself. I'm watching your faces. They also participate in a leadership development program through which they meet weekly to explore a variety of topics. The intention of the program is to help our interns connect with their community and to understand that wherever they live, they will be part of some community and will have an important role to play. And in fact, they already do. The program strives to support young people in finding and using their voice by encouraging them to ask questions, challenge opinions, and share ideas. These last 2 years, the leadership program has explored the art of placemaking. This is the concept of taking a space and turning it into a place, much like the work that all of you are doing in your communities. This year, we focused on South Fallsburg, and our interns descended on South Fallsburg for 2 days and will be there again tomorrow. To start this process, they met with the supervisor of Fallsburg, Steve Vegliante, and also with legislator Ira Steingart, whose business is located in South Fallsburg and who also represents that area. The group worked in teams. They surveyed people on and around Main Street to observe and provide feedback on specific spaces in South Fallsburg. They spent some time there. They were in Ingber Park, Railroad Plaza, and the Rivoli Theater, which is open and showing first-run movies, by the way. They will conclude with the presentation to the Fallsburg Town Board this coming Monday, where they will share their observations, their findings, and their recommendations. And hopefully, some of their suggestions can be implemented in South Fallsburg. We had an incredible group this year, and I do mean that most sincerely. They come from a variety of communities and interests. We have artists, musicians, culinary people. We have business people, environmentalists. They showed up for work and each meeting ready to engage. I think we had the best attendance at our meetings this year ever. We enjoyed getting to know this class of interns who have done incredible things in their own communities. We wish them the very best as they continue with their next adventures. Please join me in recognizing this amazing group of young people, our future leaders. We'll call you up on the stage where you'll be receiving certificates from Sullivan Renaissance as well as citations from Congressman Gibson, Senator John Bonasek, Assemblywoman Aileen Gunther, and in the Sullivan County Legislature, signed by our chairman of the legislature, and a certificate from Sullivan Renaissance. So I want to just give them a round of applause first, if we could. Thank you. And you guys all did right. You sat where you need to sit, and this is alphabetical, so you can start moving. Luisa Rango, Selena Castellano. Hi, Selena. And they've encountered several things along the way, like poison ivy, slugs, mayfly bites in the eyes, a lot of diversity. Jordan Friedel. I'm sorry, Andrew Davis is not here with us this evening. He couldn't be here, but he sends his regrets. Jordan Friedel. Brittany Fuller. Olivia Grady. Lauren Hazen. Try to keep up. I don't want to confuse the alphabetized certificates. Dylan Jones. Jenna Lambriger. Scott Mace. I'm sorry. That's Josh's father, Scott. Josh Mace, apologies. That's my fault. Madison McCormick also could not be here with us this evening. Desmond Oxford McDaniel, I saw you walk in. Saw you. Ethan Porter. John Schmidt. Nina Seehausen, and Kyle Wallach. I think we want to get a group photo from Jesse. You guys are amazing. I know you're going to do incredible things. I hope you will come back and work with us again, and if not, pass it on to your friends, your cousins, your siblings. It's not unusual for us to have siblings come from after. And one final word while you're getting your photo taken. Many of us don't see what goes on behind the scenes, but I want to acknowledge another program intern that we had this season, Jennifer Avila. There she is. You guys spread out. Say hi to Jennifer in the booth. Jennifer is our program assistant and does so much of the work behind the scenes, literally tonight, that this is literally true today as she's in the booth. And the reason she's not on stage with this amazing group is that she's up there with Colleen operating this incredible slideshow, which they both worked so hard on to produce. We're very proud of Jennifer and all of her great work. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, guys. I'll turn it over now to my colleague, Alan Frishman.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Alan Frishman, and I assist Sullivan Renaissance with its seasonal demonstration grant program. Please join me in welcoming Paul Walsh of Thompson Sanitation to the stage. The seasonal demonstration program is partially sponsored by Thompson Sanitation, and each year we see more seasonal communities doing more to beautify their properties, and our seasonal demonstration grant program grows to accommodate their enthusiasm for improvement. This year we introduced a new contest, the Community Mitzvah Award, designed to engage summer residents in beautification efforts. 5 camps and bungalow colonies were invited to compete for a $10,000 prize to be awarded to the participant that best maintained and beautified its facilities. Participants were also observed over a 6-week period to determine their roadside visual appeal. They also participated in an educational component and undertook various beautification projects. As each participant is named, please, a representative needs to come up to the stage, please, and I will announce them right now. This year's 5 Sullivan Renaissance Community Mitzvah Award participants, that's a lot to say, starting with, in Kiamisha Lake, American Theological. One representative, please come up. In Mountaindale, we have Florida Bungalows. In South Fallsburg, Scolia Bungalows. In Swan Lake, Mount Hope Bungalow Colony. And in Woodridge, Camp Square. Last Wednesday, 3 distinguished judges from outside Sullivan County toured the projects and selected a winner. And the winner of the first ever Community Mitzvah Award of $10,000 is, how do I get to the envelope? Okay. Scolia Bungalows. Congratulations to all of our seasonal communities and to all of you who care about Sullivan County. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Joyce Salimeno-Gitlin, a proud member of the Sullivan Renaissance Steering Committee, here to make the presentations for the Category A groups. Please join me in welcoming Helena Manzione from WSUL WVOS to the stage. Category A is sponsored in part with support from WSUL WVOS. Thank you.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here and continue to put Sullivan Renaissance in the forefront of our county. Joyce, it's always a pleasure sharing a stage with you.
Thank you, Helena. As we begin our community presentations, please note your place in the program, which is listed first by the town or village or hamlet, so that we can have you queue up to come on stage. Category A projects include welcome signs, planters, and small gardens. These are new projects at a single location and are often new or smaller groups that want to keep their efforts focused. The 13 Sullivan Renaissance 2013 community projects in Category A are in Bethel, Smallwood Mongup Valley Fire Department, 9/11 Memorial Park, Phase 2. In Fremont, Hankins United Methodist Church Building Landscaping. In Liberty, Friends of Liberty Library Building Landscaping. Liberty United Methodist Church Building Landscaping. Sullivan County Child Care Council, Rebuild Forgotten Gardens. In Mamakating, Basherkill Area Association, Gateway to the Basherkill. Yankee Lake Preservation Association, patio and flagpole installation. In Monticello, Hudson River Healthcare, Hillside Garden. Monticello United Methodist Church Building Landscaping. In Parksville, Parksville United Methodist Church Building Landscaping. In South Fallsburg, Sullivan County Dramatic Workshop, Garden Enhancements. In Swan Lake Hose Company No. 1, Fireman's Memorial. And in Woodridge Fire Auxiliary, Park Entrance Sign Garden. Sullivan Renaissance also recognizes participants in Category A with special awards. These are Judges' Choice Awards for communities that have demonstrated outstanding efforts in the areas of historic preservation and youth engagement. These awards are made possible with support from the Sullivan County Democrat. Please help me to welcome Liz Tucker of the Sullivan County Democrat to present this year's special awards in Category A.
Hello, I'm Liz Tucker, Advertising Director for the Sullivan County Democrat, and I'll be presenting this year's special awards in Category A. The special awards are intended to recognize communities that have demonstrated outstanding efforts as part of their Sullivan Renaissance 2013 projects. This year, Category A judges are giving one Youth Engagement Award. The Youth Engagement Award of $1,000 goes to the project that demonstrates outstanding efforts in youth involvement. And the winner is Sullivan County Dramatic Workshop.
Thank you, Liz. Congratulations, everyone.
The winners? Yep. Okay, well, congratulations. And now we go to Category A, third place award for $1,000 goes to Sullivan County Child Care Council. Congratulations. Category A, second place award, $50,000 goes to Smallwood Mongop Valley Fire Department. First place for $3,000 goes to Friends of Liberty Library.
Good evening, I'm Barry Lewis from the Times-Herald Record and a proud member of the Sullivan Renaissance Steering Committee. And I'm here to make the presentation to the Category B groups. Please join me in welcoming one of the sexiest men alive. I say that as someone who knows him personally. Paul Ciliberto from Thunder 102 to the stage. And Michelle Cimarano is with him. One of the sexiest women. If I know, I would have read that if they had said that. Do you have any other sexy staff you'd like me to introduce? That's it. Category B is sponsored in part with support from Bold Gold Media Group and Thunder 102, and we thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know, as part of the Sullivan Renaissance collection next year, not only plants and seeds, but the Barry Lewis line of clothing will be available for Sullivan Renaissance volunteers. And I do have something to say, but I understand we have to make it very brief because Barry has to return these to the rental shop by 9 tonight. I want to say thank you for all the years that we've had the pleasure of partnering with Sullivan Renaissance. And I realize that our Thunder 102 family has grown, each and every one of you, with all the times we get to talk about you on the air, about the great things that you're doing. Each and every member of Sullivan Renaissance who joins us every other Tuesday as guest co-hosts in the morning on Ciliberto and Friends, in the afternoon with Seelig in the afternoon. Again, the family is growing. And with Cara, who we had the pleasure of working with this year, I think I've gained a new little sister. And it's really cool. But I want to let you know one thing. We've got Cimarano and Ciliberto. Once you're in the family, you don't get out.
Looks good.
On you, it looks good.
There you go. I can't wait to see this on you. On a personal note, I also want to give my respects to the Blouse family. Ted got to ride shotgun with me these last several years as I drove the judges around. And his white knuckles were an indication that maybe I was going too fast around Kanianga Lake. And he was definitely missed this year. Category B projects are multiple element projects that include park enhancements, building renovations, and large gardens. Groups that engage in these projects are generally more experienced and autonomous. The 9 Sullivan Renaissance 2013 community projects in Category B are: in Ferndale, CCE Master Gardeners, Herb Garden Extraordinaire, Sullivan County Visitors Association New Gardens and Landscaping, in Fremont Center, Town of Fremont Veterans Park and Landscaping, In Canosa Lake Fire Department, Firehouse Church Beautification. In Liberty Community Development Corporation, Walnut Mountain Park Improvements. In Monticello, Friends of Dillon Park, Alice's Wonderland Phase 3. In Narrowsburg Beautification Group, Main Street Planters. In Roscoe, the Roscoe Rockland Chamber, Riverside Park Enhancements. In Thompson, Seeds of Hope, Monticello Rotary, Memorial Garden at Town Park. And now to our special awards in Category B. Again, these are Judges' Choice Awards for communities that have demonstrated outstanding efforts in the areas of historic preservation and youth engagement. These Category B awards are made possible with the support from the River Reporter. Please help me to welcome Barbara Matos, Sales and Advertising Director for the River Reporter, to present the special awards.
Hello, I'm Barbara Matos, Sales and Advertising Director for the River Reporter, and I'm presenting the special awards in Category B. The special awards are intended to recognize communities that have demonstrated outstanding efforts in two areas: historic preservation and youth engagement, as part of their Sullivan Renaissance 2013 projects. Oh, I'm supposed to turn the page. Sorry. Historic Preservation Award of $1,000 goes to the project that best interpreted local history or incorporated an historic element. The winner in Category B is... Make sure I got the right one first. Town of Fremont. The Youth Engagement Award of $1,000 goes to the project that demonstrates outstanding efforts and youth involvement. The winner is... Roscoe Rockland Chamber of Commerce.
And now we come to the three winners. And congratulations to all of you. You did an outstanding job. Third place for $5,000. This should get louder and louder. Goes to Canosa Lake Fire Department. Category B, second place award for $7,000 goes to CCE Master Gardeners. Yeah. And now, Category B, first place, $10,000, goes to Seeds of Hope Project.
Congratulations, all you guys, for all of your hard work. My name is Helen Budrock. I'm a community planner here with Sullivan Renaissance, and I'm here to make the presentation to the Category C groups. Please join me in welcoming Assemblywoman Aileen Gunther to the stage, as Category C is sponsored in part with support from Assemblywoman Gunther.
I was talking to Helen, we're sitting side by side, and this is my 11th year at the Sullivan Renaissance Awards. The first year that I came, my husband Jake died on July 9th, and Sandra was gracious enough to ask me to give the Golden Feather Award in honor of Jake that year, because they had worked together to create the Golden Feather. So it's been a long time, and the projects are getting bigger and better each year. I want to recognize Sandra and Alan for the incredible work that they do in our county. I don't know what we'd do without them. And then the staff of the Renaissance, Helen and Glenn and Denise, you know, they are the motivators, and they really do motivate us to make Sullivan County a great place to live, work, and raise our families. So I want to thank each and every one of you. And then the volunteers, you do incredible things for our county. We have young people here, they're 9 and 10 years old. There's diversity in the audience, and that's what a community is all about. And the Sullivan Renaissance really has taught us more about what it means to be part of a great community, and we're gonna keep growing and getting better, but it's thanks to this this is one thanks that we have to give it to a project like this. So I thank you for letting me be part of it, and I love our community. I just let my 2 granddaughters go back to Dallas, and I tell you, my little one, Scarlett, absolutely loves Sullivan County, and hopefully she'll return.
This year, there are 4 communities in the Category C program. Category C involves beautification projects at multiple locations as part of a long-term community development strategy. In addition to beautification, these projects often include complicated design and planning elements and may take more than 1 year to implement, as well as funding leveraged from other grant sources besides Sullivan Renaissance. It is my pleasure to first introduce members of the Callicoon Business Association. The group focused its efforts on finishing touches on the pedestrian plaza called Railroad Square that was completed last fall. In addition, it enhanced an alley that serves as a pedestrian connection from Main Street to Callicoon Creek Park with new signage, hanging baskets, and landscaping. Callicoon? Come on down. Thank you. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce members of Hurleyville Sullivan First, who partnered with volunteers from the Center for Discovery. Together, they planted several new gardens throughout the downtown and helped maintain previous award-winning projects. The group also focused its efforts on beautification of the Hurleyville Firehouse property, including installation of a new sign and creation of a children's garden. Hurleyville, come on down. Come on, Elaine, you can come too. There we go. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce members of Livingston Manor Renaissance. Woo! Earlier this year, Sullivan Renaissance facilitated a visioning workshop in Livingston Manor where community residents shared their ideas for bettering their community. Out of this exercise came a collaboration between Livingston Manor Renaissance and the Livingston Manor Chamber of Commerce. Livingston Manor Renaissance focused its efforts on maintaining and improving existing gardens and public spaces, like Terry's Garden, while the Chamber refurbished a tourism caboose and installed a new business directory. Congratulations, guys. All right. And last, but certainly not least, it is my pleasure to introduce members of the Rock Hill Business and Community Association. Volunteers in Rock Hill focused efforts on creating a new gateway garden in Rock Hill at the intersection of Glenwild Road and Rock Hill Drive near Pizza the Rock. Volunteers also worked with the owners of Dutch's to spruce up its gardens and add planters and other landscaping. With advice from our horticultural staff, they redesigned and refurbished several existing gardens to improve their appearance and make maintenance easier. Thank you, guys. All right, good job. At this point, please help me welcome Les Christ from the Christ Company to present this year's special awards. Thank you, Les.
Helen, thank you so much. Hello, I am Les Christ from Christ Company in Monticello. In just a minute, I'll be presenting the special awards in Category C. First, I'd like to just mention how behind the scenes Sullivan Renaissance really does a lot more than you even see up here on the different awards and so forth. I would like to express how much appreciation we in Monticello, our county seat, have for the wonderful work that Sullivan Renaissance has done to beautify our community. And these are things that are done behind the scenes sometimes. I've worked firsthand with the nice folks from Renaissance on our Rotary Quarter on Broadway and St. John Street. They have helped us in so many ways to make it look happy and beautiful. Then there are the fabulous benches that we have gotten for Rotary Corner and a number of other locations in the village. Monticello, with the help of Sullivan Renaissance, has gotten a lamppost for Broadway, help with Joe's Park and Jack's Park, as well as help with numerous other locations on Broadway that have needed shrubs, bushes, trees, mulch, and best of all, the tender loving care that is necessary to make Monticello stand out year-round when people drive or walk down Broadway. Monticello thanks you very much, Sullivan Renaissance, for the wonderful work and help that you've given us over the years. Okay, back to the special awards in Category C, please. These special awards recognize communities that have demonstrated outstanding efforts in two areas, historic preservation and youth engagement, as part of their Sullivan Renaissance 2013 projects. The Historic Preservation Award of $1,000 goes to the project that best interpreted local history or incorporated an historic element. The winner in Category C is, okay.
Historic preservation.
Okay, historic preservation. Again, the winner is Livingston Manor Renaissance. Congratulations. The Youth Engagement Award of $1,000 goes to the project that demonstrates outstanding efforts in youth involvement, and the winner is in Category C. Okay, thank you. It's the trickiest part. And the winner is a $1,000 award goes to the Hurleyville Sullivan First. I'm not done yet. Okay.
Because the judges did something very special this year.
Okay.
And they created a special environmental award just for Category C.
Oh, okay. The environmental award of $2,500 was added by the judges for a project that best included a stewardship component or addressed an important environmental issue. And the winner of $2,500 in Category C is Rock Hill Business and Community Association. Congratulations.
Good job. I'm just going to stick these off to the side here. Okay. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, Aileen is going to read the winners The planning award is $2,500 instead of $5,000. That's where the environmental award came from, so we can start with that.
The planning award is at $2,500, and the winner is the Callicoon Business Association. Okay, it's getting better and better. The Silver Feather Award, and the silver that goes to the Callicoon Business Association. Whoa! Okay, the next is the Golden Feather Award. And the Golden Feather Award goes to Livingston Manor Renaissance.
Wow, what a high. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and share the excitement of presenting this year's maintenance groups in the Renaissance program. I happened to be a judge in 2001, the first year of the program, and recognize the hard work and dedication that goes into maintaining each of your projects that you have built over the last decade. It's an honor to be able to work with you now and offer horticultural advice and assistance, along with Vivian Multari-Ginsburg, our horticulture community liaison, and her summer horticulture assistants, Anthony Natoli, Brittany Renison, and Matt Young. If you could please stand up, our green team, and give them all a big applause. Thank you for all you do. This is the second year of our Sullivan Renaissance collection of plants. This year we introduced 9 new selections, 1 annual, 4 perennials, 2 shrubs, and 2 trees. They're designed to meet the challenges of gardening in Sullivan County. Sorry, that was 17 years of working in Orange County, that still comes up. They are tough, attractive, and reliable, and we're happy to see them blooming this summer in so many of your projects. We thank the following garden centers and nurseries that supported our 2013 Renaissance gardening season: Catskill Harvest Market, Delaware Valley Farm Home and Garden, Everlasting Spring, Liberty Home Garden and Pet, L&M Greenhouse, Manza Family Farm, Monticello Farm Home and Garden, Monticello Greenhouses, and Vita's Farm and Garden. Please join me in a round of applause for them. Our garden design panel reviews all of the garden submissions to ensure that project gardens are both beautiful and sustainable. This talented group of gardeners, garden designers, and horticulturists played a crucial role to ensure that the garden elements and the designs that you submitted would work and that the plants chosen would survive. After 3 days of garden review, each of the 26 projects was given written suggestions as well as words of encouragement. It's now time to recognize and thank this dream team, the members of the garden design panel. If you're present tonight, please stand up. And their names are Cindy Barber, Marietta Beanland, Helene Chappelle, Maureen Chard, Caroline DeWild, Susan Dollard, Kathy Fielding, Janet Gula, Susie Hull, Lori McFadden, Danuta Skorluska, Annalise Vogel, and Robin Wagner. This year's maintenance program supported 15 groups that were awarded grants up to $1,000 to replace and repair hardscape, plant new shrubs, perennials, and annuals, as well as paint and maintain other elements in their projects. They also received $250 in flower dollars and $250 in bulb dollars and our merchant discount card. We wish you luck in the Showing of Flowers Awards and thank you again for the continued success in keeping our villages and towns neat and clean. Accented with colorful beds, pots of baskets, and beautiful flowers. Remember that beautiful places attract new businesses, and those new businesses attract new residents, and those new residents make sure that there's decreased crime and increased community spirit. I'd now like to introduce Susan Dollard, Coordinator of Master Gardener Program for Cornell Cooperative Extension of Sullivan County, to help me present the certificates for this year's maintenance projects. Sullivan Renaissance collaborated with Cooperative Extension this year to hold 3 volunteer gardening trainings at their location, provide master gardeners to teach programs at our annual conference and our spring gardening seminar, and we're continuing to program with them into this fall. Now we're pleased to recognize this year's Maintenance Supports Programs project participants. As we begin our presentations, groups should note their place in the program. As your group is called, please join us on stage to receive your certificate, and please remain on stage for a group photo at the end. The 15 Sullivan Renaissance Maintenance Support Program participants are in Bethel Business Association. In Bloomingburg, Our Lady of the Assumption Church. And also in Bloomingburg, Town of Mamakating Park. In Glens Bay, Lumberland Parks and Recreation. In Jeffersonville, Jeffersonville Gems. In Lake Huntington, Coshecton Volunteer Ambulance Corps. In Livingston Manor Rotary Park. In Monticello, Ethelbert B. Crawford Public Library. In Neversink Renaissance. In Phillipsport Community Center. In Swan Lake Renaissance. In Woodburn Action Committee. In Woodridge Housing Authority. And in Woodridge, the Kiwanis Club of Woodridge. And Wurtsboro Renaissance. All of the maintenance projects are eligible for the Showing of Flowers Awards being announced next. Thank you all for your continued vision, efforts, and success.
Well, congratulations to all our winners. We have a few more winners coming up with a showing of flowers. But not only did we suffer the loss of Ted Blows this year, but also the loss of our dear friend and fellow judge, Timothy Stoddard. Tim was a longtime Sullivan Renaissance judge. He reviewed Category C projects in 2007 and 2008 and spent the last 4 years looking at communities to determine the showing of flower winners. He was an organized and diligent judge with encyclopedic knowledge of the communities, a strong sense of fairness, and abiding love of floral design. Tim was a great fan of Sullivan Renaissance and appreciated all the work that the volunteers have done to help bring back the beauty of the county he loves so much. I have the pleasure of introducing his daughter, Stephanie Gutzman, and her daughter, Taylor. Stephanie, could you stand, and Taylor? Yeah. We're delighted to have them with us this weekend. As a tribute, Maurice Gerry, a longtime childhood friend, would like to read a poem that was special to Tim. Maurice? Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very pleased to have this chance to do this part of this tribute to Tim. But before I do that, I'd like to express my deep appreciation to Ted Blows and his family for being here. And I met your dad on many occasions, and we appreciate everything he did, and I extend my sympathy to your loss. Tim and I go way back to the Ferndale Schoolhouse that still stands on the Upper Ferndale Road in Ferndale. Tim and I lived about 150 yards apart, and I knew him all through our grade school, one-room schoolhouse, and then to Liberty. I'm a bit older than Tim, but during school year, I had a job of being a checker at the old A&P store on Main Street. And Tim was an apprentice, and they gave him the job of being my packer. Now, those of you who know Tim Stoddard, having Tim as a packer was not a very, very easy job. Because, you know, in those days, there were no plastic bags yet, and no canvas totes with the name of a store on it. We just had a brown paper bag. And I would check, and Tim would pack. But Tim didn't just pack. Tim designed. When the tally came up and they paid their dues, Tim would hand people a paper bag that was absolutely a piece of incredible art. Even the celery stalks, and the greens from the carrots. Everything had a purpose. And that's the way Tim went on, I really believe, to live most of his life. We didn't see each other for many years. I went to California in 1954 after my little stint in the Navy, and Tim went on to a brilliant career in the military. But the connection, the big connection that Tim and I had during our entire life was our mothers. Tim's mom, Dot Stoddard, adopted me, for what reason only God knows, and my mom and Tim had the most incredible friendship. There were times when we were much younger, Tim and I talked about a lot of things, and one of the things I really enjoyed talking to Tim about was belief and religion and the depth of your soul and where you were going. It was very, very interesting. And Tim and I used to wonder, was there a Catholic heaven and a Jewish heaven? And how would our mothers get together? You know, that really concerned me for a long time until I figured out there's just got to be one place for good people like that. So if Dot and Naomi Gerry are looking down tonight, Tim and I send you our undying love, and we miss you. And Tim, I know you're up there rearranging clouds. So I think of you every time there's a terrible thunderstorm, you've made some kind of a terrible mistake. So calm down. Anyway, I want to thank Sandy for giving me this chance. When Tim's memorial was held several months ago, the day of his memorial, I was released from the hospital and I couldn't attend. So today is really a very good chance for me to express my really deep friendship and concern for all that Tim did, for his memory, to his family, who I grew up with, his darling daughter, his granddaughter. I'm so glad you're here to share this with us. Anyway, here is a poem that was very special to Tim, and I would like to read it for you tonight, if I get through it correctly, okay? When winter breaks and the earth awakes, the cherry and the dogwood bloom, the robins return and build their nests and raise their young, which fly away too soon. It is here in the Catskills of New York, where the mountain blossoms grow, off your crowded city streets, where seldom a stranger speaks. Come to this wild and beautiful wonderland. Go climb her mountain peaks, descend her canyon walls, sometimes beside a waterfall. Little streams turn into brooks, which channel their way to the rivers. The water will forth and grow in momentum, and soon they will become one together, where rivers fast flow, swift and deep, ride her rafts, kayaks, and canoes. And when you dock where hawks once nested, you may say you conquered nature's fury, but if you listen, she will say back to you, "Oh, I just let you pass through." Good evening, Tim. I know you're here with us, and good night, and thank you all very, very much for this honor. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to have a hard time without Tim and Ted, and they really helped shape our program, and we appreciate everything they did for us. Thank you, Maurice. It was beautiful. And now I'd like to introduce the Showing of Flower judges, Deborah and Michael Sweeten, who will present the Showing of Flower Awards. And again, I thank everyone for coming this evening. And as you go back to your gardens, let's not forget to water them now. Okay.
I just would like to say very quickly that I think all of you are winners. Yes. Awesome. My name is Deborah Sweeten, and it's my pleasure to be here tonight. Peter Patel and I were the judges for the Showing of Flowers maintenance program. Please join me in welcoming Karin Fisher from Fisher Mears Associates to the stage. The Showing of Flowers is sponsored in part with support from Fisher Mears Associates. Thank you. Maintenance category, and there were 15 different participants. Judging was on well-established former projects for the maintenance of their gardens, containers, and hanging baskets, and not on newly established elements. Judging criteria was based upon an abundance of variety of colorful flowers, numbers of gardens, complexity of design, and variety of the plants used. As judges, we also considered gardens within a community, which included both project and non-project elements. Year-round appeal was also a consideration. While maintenance of the various elements within each community was a factor, this Showing of Flowers award was based on the wow factor. In addition to the Showing of Flowers Best Overall Maintenance Award, we have been given the option to present 2 Judges' Choice Awards. This award is a special consideration for other gardens within the 15 communities. Okay, and the winner of the $2,500 award, Judge's Choice Award, is Never Sink Renaissance for and this was given for its beautiful multiple gardens and the complexity of the projects. The second Judge's Choice Award of $1,000 goes to Circle Park, Lumberland Parks and Recreation. And the 2013 Sullivan Renaissance Showing of Flowers Maintenance Best Overall Award of $5,000 for wowing the judges is the Community Meditation Garden at Our Lady of Assumption Church.
Hi, I'm Mike Sweden. Just before I go on, I want to say that I think we're humbled, both Deborah and I, to be in this spot because it was normally reserved for Tim. And my co-judge Ann is here. I can't see through the lights, but as we went around the county and looked at all the wonderful projects, I don't think there was one time when we didn't say, what would Tim say about that? So he lives, Sandra. He's with us, and he'll be with this program for a long time. And the thing that you have in common with Tim is that he shared your passion for making Sullivan County a little more beautiful every single day with the projects you do in your community. So he'll be with you throughout this, and you should be congratulated, all of you. Now, it's my pleasure to have judged the Showing of Flower participants, and I'm truly, again, honored to be here tonight. As participants in Sullivan Renaissance program, each community has many reasons to be proud of the contributions it has made to a very successful ongoing program. In the 13 years of Sullivan Renaissance, by far this year, the Showing of Flowers has been absolutely exceptional. And you had some tough conditions. You had dry, and you had a lot of rain, and you had cold, but you did a super job, and it showed. Perhaps this is partially due to the participation in the seminars and the horticultural advice that has been available throughout the Sullivan Renaissance program. You are encouraged to take advantage of these services and to use them to the fullest extent. Your communities have each reached such a great level of excellence where it now has become very difficult for us judges to select the winning projects. But unfortunately, they told us we had to. So without further ado, the $1,000 winner for the Best Established Small Garden is the Sullivan County Visitors Association. Where are they? It was beautiful.
Thank you. Karin.
Good job, guys. And the 1000 Judges Award winner for the Best New Garden in an Urban Setting is the Monticello United Methodist Church. Congratulations. And the Judges Award of $1,000 for the Best Business Municipal Display is the Roscoe Rockland Chamber of Commerce. Good job. It was beautiful. And the Judges Award of $1,000 for the Best New Display of Annuals is the Callicoon Business Association. And this was really hard. It was really, really difficult because everything was so beautiful this year. The $5,000 winner for the best overall showing of flowers was chosen based on the following elements: the overall number of gardens, planters, and displays, the abundance of color, texture, unique combinations, and liberal use of the Sullivan Renaissance 2013 collection, a creative use of plant material that complemented the color palette of the numerous benches and storefronts, a repetition of colors and textures that entices the visitors to explore the community, innovative designs including vertical plantings that soften the stark backgrounds of buildings and walls, the cohesive use of perennials, annuals, tropicals, shrubs, and trees, gardens and planters that are meticulously maintained. And the winner is the Narrowsburg Beautification Group. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Hi, my name's Glenn Pontier. I'm the director of the program. Hey, you all. It's been quite an awards ceremony. Congratulations to all the volunteers for your projects, to the winning communities for your successes. Sullivan County looks and feels better because of all of you. In addition to the awards that have been given out tonight, there are many other Sullivan Renaissance projects and activities, most of which are listed in your program. Thanks to SUNY Sullivan and all the staff for their hospitality and having the awards ceremony here tonight. Thanks to everyone at Granite Associates and the Gerry Foundation who made this possible. Sandra Knackley for the flowers, Aaron Lipsky and Tony Minelli for the refreshments, the cupcakes, Dawn Ryder and James Grinnell for assistance with IT, Jason Dole for his photos, Kim Torrens, and everyone else who lent a hand. Thanks to the judges for your time and your expertise. And a special thanks from me to all my colleagues in Sullivan Renaissance. You are the best. And gratitude to Sandra and Alan for your commitment to the program and your generosity to make it happen. And for those of you who have caught this spirit and want to get an early start on next year's beautification contest, you'll be happy to hear that we're going to accept applications this fall for early admission into the 2014 program. So everyone here has won a completion grant or an award. You'll all be coming in September to receive the actual checks. And at that time, we'll give you applications for the fall program. They'll be due in October. We'll give award letters in November, and all the grant work, paperwork will be done early. Don't forget the Golden Feather celebration on Saturday, August 24th in Livingston Manor. And a safe home to everyone. Thank you for coming.